Hello, this is Bob Nozet for the Scene Magazine and sceneonline.biz. This is group instructions video number 5. We'll be taking a look at how to work with text and images in the group website homepage. Before we proceed, make sure you are signed in. If you have forgotten how to sign in, just click on the Sign Up Instructions tab and it will take you to the instructions video for signing up. Let's get started by first looking at what the average viewer sees who may or may not yet be a member of sceneonline.biz. Looking at our website homepage, you can see that we have several tabs at the top of the page to choose from. Click on the Groups tab located at the top left of the page, and now we are on the page that will show all of the groups in this area here. The items along the sides here and occasionally along the top will change from time to time, but it'll have no effect on your procedures. Click here where it says Sort By, and you'll see that you can sort the groups by most members, created date, name, or latest activity. When you click on Name, it gives you an alphabetic list, which may make it a little easier to find a particular group. Looking through the list, you can see that some of the groups have an image here that may entice viewers to take a look more so than with just the name of the group, such as this group here. In the top left of the Groups page, you can see that we have the options to look at all the groups, My Groups, or Featured Groups. Right now, we have all groups showing. If you click on Featured Groups, you'll see all of the groups that happen to be featured at that time. Where it says My Groups, the general public will not see this option. Only a signed-in group website administrator will see this option. When you click on My Groups, it shows all and only the groups that you are the administrator of. If you are the administrator of only one group, then only that one group will show. The system knows what groups are yours because you are signed in. Note that our sample group is called Cats 1 and that there's no image here to help identify the group. Click here and it brings you to the group's homepage. And here you can see the group's name, Cats 1, and that there's no image here. This location here is where the viewer would see the description of your group along with any images that you may also have added. To the right here you'll see this Options button, and when you click here you'll see Feature, Edit Group, Manage Pages, and so on. Note that if we switch to another page on your group, the Options button is in the same location with the same list of options. So from any of your group pages, click on the Options button and then click on Edit Group. And this is where you'll change the content of your home page. Some of the items you can change are the name of your group here, the description of your group and any other images that you may want to add here. And over here is where you can put an image like a photo or your logo to help viewers find your group. So let's change the name of this group from Cats 1 to Cat Lovers. If at any time you make a mistake with any of the changes on this page and you just can't figure out how to fix it, just click the Cancel button here and it will bring you back to where you started before the mistakes were made, and you can just start over again. Whenever you're done making changes on this page, you always want to make sure you click on Update. And here you can see we've changed the group's name to Cat Lovers. Now let's go back to the Options button and again click on Edit Group. And now let's add a group image here. You'll want to use a picture that's about 2 inches by 2 inches with a resolution of 72. Most important is that the picture is square so that it fits properly in the square space without getting parts of it clipped off. You can either drag and drop your photos here or click in the square and then go to the location where you're keeping the photo that you want to place here. Click on your photo of choice, like maybe the president of your club, and now you can see the photo has loaded in this location. Be sure to click on this box here where it says Show Group Image and Header. Don't forget to click the Update button to save your changes. And here's our image. Let's go back to the Options button, click on Edit Group again, and make a few more changes. Maybe we've decided we don't want this for the group image, so we're going to click here on Remove Image. Maybe a picture of a cat here would be better, being the group is called Cat Lovers. So let's click here and add a cat picture. And let's choose this cat here. And there's our new group image. If we were done making changes on this page, we would click on Update, but we're going to make a few more changes first. This area here is where you'd make the changes to the main content of your home page. Notice that we have a line of tools at the top of this section. Because this is a basic course, we're going to look only at the tools that you'll need to change the text or the images. You'll find that the features used to change and move things around in this box work in a similar manner as most word processing programs that you may already be used to. For example, you would use Command or Control C to copy items, and you would use your Command or Control key and V to paste an item. So let's start out with some text. Use your cursor to drag across some type, and then click on one of these 4 buttons to change the type style. If we click here, we make the type bold. Notice that each time I click here, it changes back and forth to bold or plain type. We can also do combinations of other type styles using these other buttons here. And of course, you can undo each type style. We can write over highlighted text, or we can delete it. If you need to insert a word, simply place your cursor where you need to add those words and just start typing. I'm going to replace this text with some new group information that I had copied earlier from another document. So let's delete this information. Text that you have copied from one of your other documents can be pasted directly into this block, but this may cause problems depending on the type of document you copied from. So let's delete this information. To avoid potential text problems, first place your cursor where you want it to be in the block, and then click on the T button located here. Now you'll see the Insert Plain Text screen, and you'll paste your new text here, and then click OK. And you can see we've added our new text here. Place your cursor anywhere along the line of type, and by clicking one of these three buttons here, you can make the type to be either left justified, right justified, or centered. Wherever one line or paragraph is separate from another, you'll see an additional space between the lines. You can change the position separately for each line or paragraph. In an example, let's take this paragraph and make it left justified. And let's take these two lines here and make them centered. Let's go ahead and click on the Update button and take a look at what we've changed on the home page so far. Here you can see the cat picture that we changed to. And here you can see we've changed the content of the home page description, and we've centered these two lines. Let's go back to the Options button and Edit Group, and let's add an image or two to the group description that will show up on your group homepage. First, put your cursor in the location where you want to place the image. You may want to make some space for it by hitting a return or two. Then we're going to click here on what is called the Image button, and you'll get this Add Image screen. Here you'll see two choices to get your image either from a URL or from your computer. Most people will be choosing a file from their computer, so it's a good idea to know the name of the file that you'll be using and where it is located on your computer. Now click on the Choose File button, and then click on the image of your choice. You should use a JPEG image like the ones that are normally stored on your camera or smartphone. You'll get a good result with an image of about 6 to 7 inches in width and a resolution of 72, but you can use a narrower image like the one we're going to start out with here. You can change the layout of the image to be either moved to the left, centered, to the right, or take up the full space. For now, let's make it centered. Note that the width of the image is 288 pixels, or about 4 inches wide, with a resolution of 72. Click on the OK button, and then you can see the image that we've placed here. Note that these changes will not be completed until you click on the Update button, but we're going to make a few more changes before we do that. We're still in the Edit Group mode, so let's click on the image, and you'll see that it's highlighted and the Edit or Delete button comes up here. Note that if you move your cursor off the image, the Edit or Delete button will disappear. Just click on the image again, and the Edit Delete button will come back up. Let's edit this and change this image from being centered to being on the left, with the type filling in on the right side in whatever space is available depending on the width of the image. Hit the OK button, and you end up with this new layout here with the type to the right side of the picture. If you had clicked on the right button, then the type would be to the left of the image. If you prefer the image lean to the left without type on either side, then you'd click on the full option, which would end up looking like this. Just a reminder, we're still in the Edit Group mode because we have not saved our changes by clicking on the Update button. So let's click on the image so that you can see that we can either delete it by either clicking on Delete of the Edit Delete button, or just hit the Delete key on your keyboard. Now let's put in a couple of other images so that we can show how to manipulate them among the content of the homepage description. Put your cursor where you want the first image, and then click the Image button here. Choose the file from your computer. Let's try this one here. And then choose the full option for the layout. The 504 pixels width is from an image 7 inches wide with a resolution of 72. Click OK, and here we can see the new image. Let's add a second image by clicking here. Let's make a little space for this. Click on the Image button. Choose our file. And notice it's also 504 pixels. And let's click OK. And here's our second image. Let's drag this down a bit so we can get a better view of this. To move these images around, just click on the image and remain clicked on it as you drag it to another location, and then just drop it where you want it. No matter where you grab your image from, the image will drop at the point at which you place your cursor. Let's go ahead and move this other image here also. So now let's say we're satisfied with all the changes we've made to our content, and we're going to save all of our changes by clicking on the Update button. And here we have all the saved changes that we've made. The group name, the group image, the group description, and a couple of images we've added to the group description. Now let's go back and take a look at what the viewer would see who's just looking around through the group section. Clicking on the Groups tabs at the top of the page will bring you to the page with the list of all the groups. Click on Sort by Name. Scroll down and we can see our sample group now has an image to draw more attention to it and make it easier to find. Click on the group and up comes that group's homepage where you can read what the group is all about. Notice that the group's image now also shows here. If they want to know what the upcoming events are for the group, they can either click on Group Events here, or they can click at the top of the group homepage here to end up on the Group Events page. Don't forget, you or anyone can go directly to your group website by using your group website address that we assign to you. That concludes this training video.